What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode of Draft and Stash NBA Thursday Live. We are at the draft. It's finally here. I'm super excited to be here. Frank and I are going to be rocking with you all night until we pass out. I did buy 3 monster drinks, so intermittently I'll be running out to go get one to get myself back jacked up. Chip will be joining us in about 15 or 20 minutes. He just got off work. Before we can do anything, though, let's do the opener. If I can find it. There we go. Let's go. All right, we are back. We've already had some stuff going on in the day. My head looks looking weird. So the first trade of the day was the Pelicans sold a pick. That's not very exciting. The more exciting stuff. You said something just happened where like the Pistons traded Plumlee or something.
Yeah, nothing earth-shattering here. They're just sending Mason Plumlee in the 37th over to Charlotte for the 57th, according to Woj.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's move on to a trade that is actually completed. Landry Shamet is going to the Suns. He goes over from the Nets. So the Suns are sending their first-round pick, I believe, and Javon Carter, former Grizzly, to the Nets, and the Nets are getting Landry Shamet, I think a second-round pick, right? Is that on? Are you looking at the trade right now?
Yeah, I don't have that specific trade pulled.
Okay, well, it is what it is. Who do you think that the Nets are targeting here? This will give them, I think, pick 29?
29 here. That could be somebody at the tail end of the draft there that we were looking at. I'd love somebody to look at Day'Ron Sharpe at the end of the draft there. I think they definitely need like size. That. Yeah. They use a big man like him. Is there anybody like you think they might be targeting at the end there? I mean, they need all the shooting they can get. That was apparent.
Yeah, maybe like a Trey Murphy or something. They're like at the end. He's going back between 20 to 30. He has first round talent. But maybe the Nets are trying to package both of these late first rounders to move up a little bit. I know that there are some people trying to trade a little bit here. The Lakers have been trying all day to trade Kuzma, and it looks like they might have a taker here with a crazy trade where it's proposed the Wizards are sending Westbrook for Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, and a pick, or is it more than that?
It looks like it's Trez, KCP, and Kuzma for Westbrook here, and I think maybe a pick involved here as well.
Okay. Do you like this or do you not like this?
I mean, I like Westbrook. I think he's got some left in the tank here. If he goes to a contender, I think he could be good, but it's a lot of young talent to give up there, and that's a lot of depth to give up. So
I kind of hate it.
And, the rumor is a 2021 first-round pick.
Okay, so. Gotcha. I'm like, how do they fucking fit? I mean, you just saw that Russ couldn't fit with Harden. He couldn't fit with Bill. Like, how is he going to fit with fucking LeBron James? It's just there's no way.
I mean, I could see it happening. LeBron's played well off the ball historically, but it's not the most ideal pair. I agree with you that I don't know that I like it, but they're going to win games with that lineup. I know that's true.
I don't know. It looks like historically James's point guard needs to be like a high volume scorer on the wing because he's such a huge ball stopper. He's such a high usage player. He's more effective on the ball that it's Kyrie Irving and him worked so well together because Kyrie could bomb it from outside. Really but Schroeder was like a really bad version of that, and he couldn't really get it done. I don't know. I mean, who would you?
3-point shot is pretty broken.
Pretty bad.
Days,
yeah. Who would you pair with James perfectly at the point guard?
Who would I like the ideal point guard pair with James?
Yeah. Kyrie Irving.
I think if they could get an infusion of young talent at the point guard position, I think that'd be a boon for him and AD. I think that would be the real key there. Their search for veteran leadership, I think, is, I don't know, not unfounded, but I think if they can find somebody like, I think SGA would be really, really good for a LeBron-led team. I think he could fit in there, be a perfect cog on a championship style team.
Yeah, but if they can get SGA, Jesus.
Yeah,
no chance.
There's no way. I'm thinking
no chance. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, yeah. So I mean, I'm kind of cool with this because I don't think they'll be very good. I mean, like obviously, Davis is great and they'll win games. I just don't think that they'll be like awesome or anything. I mean, like when it was rumored that they were going to get Buddy Hield, I was like, that's a much better fit because Buddy Hield can just stand out there, shoot 10 threes a game, and he's he's what they thought KCP was, like he's an actual bomber outside. He's super consistent. He's still like in his prime. So I'm kind of okay with this. Let's move on. Ricky Rubio, who's overseas trying to win a damn gold, got traded from the Timberwolves again. He's going to the Cavs. Do you think the Cleveland Cavaliers keep him or that they move on from him?
I don't know. It's weird, right? Need to look at the contracts to maybe see more of the motivation behind it here.
But I don't think he has a super big deal, but it's like the Cavs
got off of Taurean Prince, who I also don't think has a very big deal.
I'm so confused by what the fuck the Cavs are doing. Like, because they made a really shrew move and got Jared Allen. And it's like, okay, cool. That was super smart. And now they're like, let's trade away Colin Sexton and this guy. And it's like, are you trying to like amass young talent or are you trying to like blow it up? I mean, like, I'm just confused because it's like, do they think that Rubio is somehow going to like bring them in and get them back in the playoffs? I mean, like, so he has to be a piece that they're trying to move, right?
I don't see why they would want to trade for him fit wise personally.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a vet. I mean, he's got that going for him. Maybe they are just looking for a veteran at the point guard position to kind of help steer Darius Garland and Colin Sexton in the right direction. But they're set at point guard. Those two guys, they've got it covered. So
fucking set, man. Yeah. I fully thought that the Lakers would make a play for him because, like, he's such a solid defender. Really, like, like his passing is still great. He's killing it right now over like in Japan. So he still has wheels. So, I thought maybe they would make a move for him, but it looks like that wasn't the case. I just think that Westbrook's not the key for the Lakers. And maybe the Cavs got Rubio to try to like turn him like, it's like somewhere else or whatever. I don't know, but it's very exciting. What does the Grizzlies have to do to have a good night?
To have a good night, don't pick Chris Duarte at 10. That's about the only qualifying thing here for me.
I mean, like,
I hope they pick somebody that we can be excited about as a Grizzlies fan. Moving up into the 10, that sort of tier that we're in now at 10 rather than 17 has me excited. And, there's a lot of players in there that could be an ideal fit next to John Morant and Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson. So, you look at guys like Moses Moody, who we're all got our fingers crossed for. It seems like the Grizz fan base kind of honed on him lately.
What's funny is that, like, I think like you, I'm like, it would make no sense to trade up to 10 and take on all this money and lose Jonas Valanciunas to then take, Chris Duarte, who's probably going to be there at like 17. I'm hoping that it's going to be Moses Moody, Franz Wagner, maybe Jonathan Kuminga somehow.
I've seen some pushback from the Grizz fan base, but I'd be fine with Giddey. I think he shows tons of promise and he's super young.
Yeah, man. DC's right. I mean, like at 10, no Kispert, no Duarte. How much are you willing to give to move up to get Franz or something?
To me, there's still only two, maybe three. Let me think. John Morant, obviously, not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I'd say I'd want to hang on to Desmond Bane and Xavier Tillman because of what they did in their rookie seasons. I want to see more out of them.
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks, he's here to stay now. I think he's a Grizz.
Did you hear that the Knicks tried to actually get him?
Apparently that's a good point. Is apparently he is a Grizz now because the front office rejected several offers from the Knicks for him. So, I'm happy with that. That tells me they're confident in the direction they're going. They're confident in Dylan and his progression as a player. As am I, as a fan. I liked what I saw there. I mean, obviously at the end in the bubble, or not the bubble, the play-in, and then the playoffs, he was amazing. So I think he's going to be great there. But
it's funny to me that everybody was talking about how Jonas might have been like our best player, but it's like everybody in the playoffs, only Ja and Dylan stepped up. Like Dylan's points per game jumped 11 points. Ja's jumped 10 points. Like Jonas's fell, Kyle Anderson's fell. It was everybody else got like a little bit worse. Both of them. So clearly Ja and Dylan are just like awesome together. I'm hoping that like a guy like a Moses Moody, I just don't know how Josh Giddey fits, man. Like he can't shoot, he can't lead. He's like the worst parts of Ben Simmons. It's like he can't do anything great.
Yeah, I'd be hesitant to write off his ability to shoot or defend at this point. Maybe it's not in his bag quite yet, but I think he shows signs of improving in those areas, even just recently in his Olympic play. And then what he does as a passer and a playmaker is special. So I think
that's true. That's very, very true. Let me play devil's advocate here for you.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to trade the 10 and Jaren to get up to 3 and get Evan Mobley?
You're going to make me do this?
Yeah. Say it.
The 10 and Jaren? No.
No, really? Wow.
You're giving up a top 10 pick in one of the best drafts ever and top 5 pick in a past draft who still profiles as a potential superstar despite injury-addled start to his career. Evan Mobley seems like he has franchise-changing potential.
Dude, people think he's going to be Chris Bosh mixed with Anthony Davis and KG. I mean, folks think he is this next level big.
I mean, he's amazing. Yeah, I think he has the potential to do that, but to give up both of those assets for that, I'd be hesitant. I'm not saying I wouldn't.
Yeah, I also asked Chip, and Chip was very reluctant, but he said yes. And he is one of the biggest Jaren Jackson fans. So he must be incredibly high on Evan Mobley to actually give up Jaren Jackson for him. Would you give up?
We get to draft time. That's all I keep hearing is that Jalen Green and Evan Mobley have made Detroit think twice. Even though Cade Cunningham is,
I love Jalen Green. I think he is this next level Kobe. I think he's going to come in. He is exactly what you want in the modern NBA, which is like a 6'6", 6'7" wing who can jump out of the building. He's got a huge bag of moves. He's got like a very real personality, a great smile. I think any fan base is just going to fall for that kid. I love it, and I hate that we couldn't get him or whatever. But would you trade the 10 and Brandon Clark to move up to 7 to get Jonathan Kuminga?
The 10 and Brandon Clark. I think I would look at that. I think I would.
It hurts, but yeah.
Kuminga might be worth the risk there. And, after the season that Brandon turned in last year, my confidence in him is a little shaken. So,
yeah.
I still love Brandon. I think he can be a part of this team and part of a winning formula in the future. But to take a chance on Jonathan Kuminga, somebody who I really think whoever takes the swing on is probably going to hit a home run.
It's like I've watched a whole bunch of tape on him, and man, his highlights are super impressive. And he's got this really big body, and he comes in the lane and it's like pushes folks, but then he overshoots at time. He like over penetrates. He gets caught like in I don't know. So there's just so much rawness there that he might be Jeff Green, or he could be like the next, like Kawhi Leonard or something, whatever. So it's very scary. But I think in this draft, you swing. They've been playing super safe, and I think it's finally time. Also, a heads up, guys, I will be playing all of the picks. I won't play all of the ESPN package because I don't want YouTube to pull us down. But anytime that a pick comes up, I will put it on the screen. Also, anytime that a trade is announced via Twitter, Frank will be talking about that. And then when Chip gets here, he will be doing player breakdown. So we got y'all all night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very long. I might be hitting a monster here soon. I don't know. I was at work all day. So, also, I went and did I went and did fling golf. I was telling you about that or whatever. I think I pulled both my hamstrings.
Yeah, how's that rotator too, man?
It's not good, dude. It's super embarrassing. It was super hot in Memphis right now. It's 193 degrees outside. Ooh, it's awful. All right. Just hit 7:00. The show's about to start. Super excited.
On the clock.
Which Woj has already blown that up, of course, that like it was Cade Cunningham. In fact, at this point,
people are mad about that. People are like, let the draft be the draft, Woj.
Yeah, it was always going to be Cade, right? It's like, it's like, I do want to say, I called my shot on Jalen Green a month ago when everybody had Evan Mobley going 2. I said Jalen Green 2, and everybody thought I was crazy. And now that is the norm, currently happening or whatever. So like, I'm super.
He convinced a lot of teams.
I feel good. And also Scottie Barnes going 5th. Everybody had Jonathan Kuminga going 5th. I was like, nah, I think it's Barnes, man. He's super faceted. He looks almost like Magic Johnson at times out there. He's super long, awesome at defense. His shot is his only real issue, but he can learn that. He's still young, man. He's awesome prospect. Do you think he maybe goes to 4 with the Raptors? I love Suggs. I don't know, man.
There's a possibility, man.
There's possibility.
Jalen Suggs is a special talent, man.
Yeah, there were rumors that I'm gonna drop this banner. Sorry, guys. That Pascal Siakam might be like on like the damn block and stuff, which is absolutely crazy.
Oh man!
And we can't thank you enough for standing by us over the past 16 months. We witnessed incredible competition this season.
Stage, man, looks really cool.
And saw a new set of stars and teams emerge.
He's just going to slip Cade Cunningham's name in the speech somewhere just to get it.
The city of Milwaukee on their first NBA championship in 50 years. Tonight marks the start of a new season and a particularly special one for the league because this is our 75th anniversary.
Do you like the
Not
diamond
only
thing?
will we honor the past and present legends of our game, but we'll also look ahead to the future.
Make a diamond-shaped ball for the season.
That's what the draft is all about.
Okay.
To these young men waiting to hear their names called, congratulations on overcoming every imaginable obstacle to be here tonight. There have been fewer than 5.
We know who the better fro.
His hair is amazing.
History of the NBA. You are moments away from joining this exclusive group, and we won't keep you waiting any longer.
Green had that thing freshly conditioned.
Yeah,
the first pick in the 2021 NBA draft belongs to the Detroit Pistons.
On the clock, all right.
Who have 5 minutes to make their selection.
Go ahead and mute that. I'm going to drop this down for us. All right, so they got 3. Is it 5 minutes?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, cool. If Jalen Suggs tumbles to 5, what would you give to get out to get from 10 to 5 to get Suggs? Because I fully think Jalen Suggs and John Morant would be fucking nuts together.
I'd bet the farm on that. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'd probably that would sway me on a Jaren Jackson trade.
Wow, really? Ooh.
I think that would sway me. I
know.
think that would sway me. Definitely the 10 and potentially like a package of Brandon and DeAnthony or something like that.
Well, it would be that plus 2 picks next year probably also because
I just think Jalen Suggs, man,
he's great.
After hearing that he hasn't really even played basketball that long and the talent that he already shows for the game and the level of physicality he plays at, man, I think this dude's gonna be a winner at the next level. I really do.
It's that, and I think he does everything that the Grizzlies could need at that a guard spot. I mean, he plays defense, awesome rebounder, passer. He just does everything, and him next to Ja would just be fucking just amazing to watch, dude. So, but I don't know. I mean, I just don't think he fits in Orlando, and Toronto feels like a better spot for him. So I don't know. Because, the Raptors don't have Kyle Lowry at this point, who's now rumored to maybe be going to the Pelicans, which would be a whole bunch of money probably. What do you think about Suggs going to Toronto?
That's where I had him. I had Toronto picking him here. I mean, that's where most everybody has him as number 4. I think Suggs going to Toronto would be a hand in glove fit. Said as much in the mock draft, I think Kyle Lowry and Toronto fans would find a lot to love with this guy's game. He's tough. He's a winner. They'd love him, man. I think he'd come in and just immediately sort of revitalize the energy in that franchise after this stopover season in Tampa Bay. And
it's such a weird year for them.
It was a weird year, man. If they come out of it with Jalen Suggs, I think Raptors fans would be more than happy.
Do you keep Suggs at the 1, like, and throw Trent at the 2, or like Fred VanVleet at the 2 or something, or what?
Yeah, I'd probably start Suggs at 1, and then they have a bunch of guards that they can kind of interchange. With them there. I think he can play with VanVleet. He's a versatile player at that position. I think they'd find a fit right away.
Who's their small forward?
Small forward is OG Anunoby.
That's right.
Okay, he's playing power forward, I think.
No. I think like fucking Pascal Siakam, right?
Yeah, that's right, because Chris Boucher started at center at the end of the season there for him.
So weird, yeah. So I think that they're like much better than their record looked, and they could easily be like right back in like the East and stuff or whatever. So I don't know. Do you think that the Thunder go with James Bouknight?
I don't know. The rumors of the Thunder trading down, I think if there was a year to do it for them, it might be this year. This draft is completely loaded well into the teens. So if they find the right trade, I could easily see their number 5 going somewhere else. Or is it? I'm sorry. I think 5 is Orlando.
6.
Number 6, yeah. I could
They
easily see.
They just have so many damn picks, man.
Crossed. Maybe the Grizz can make a play at the 6.
Yeah,
I think even jumping from 10 to 6 in this year's draft is going to be.
It's crazy. It's nuts that when we were at 17, I was just wanting like one of those guys to fall, and now I'm like now that we're up there, I'm getting greedy. Like I want to go up a little bit more.
We got to get even higher.
We got to keep going, baby.
Yeah.
So I like so many of these players, man, and I'm just so scared that they're going to pick wrong. Yeah. The Pistons have 50 seconds here on the clock.
Man, I'd sit back and just let Kleiman do his thing. After the last couple years, they haven't missed in the draft. They've missed a little bit, maybe in some other operations.
The trade for Justice Winslow really kind of bit him in the ass. But it was a fair try, I guess.
It was a good risk to take.
But I mean, like, if that hadn't happened, then they don't. They obviously don't do this. We turn the sound on here for everybody.
Positional length, shooting, feel for the game, defensive versatility, intangibles. I mean, this kid's been a winner at every single level. I agree with Jay. I think he's a superstar in the NBA. Okay, let me just hit you quick.
God, I wish I loved Cade more, man, because he's such a great prospect. I just don't know what is stopping me from just being like in love with the kid.
I think Cade is probably the second best perimeter.
Which maybe be just the year that he played in. It was just kind of weird.
That's fair. I mean, like, it could maybe even be I'm just such a fan of like your Jalen Green that I'm just biased maybe or something.
Well, guess what? Mike check all the boxes with this analyst and this breakdown that he did with Cade.
Do you think Perkins carried the hell on like 20 times tonight?
This kid is a bona fide superstar.
After every pick, so at
least
carry on. That's LeBron James. When you talk about a 6'8" frame, 220 pounds, so versatile. Versatility is the main thing, right? Being able to contribute and make others around.
Where do you think Devon Mitchell falls to?
1 through 5 on the defensive end.
Where do we have him in our draft?
We had him at 11. He was up there top 10 forever. He was linked to like Golden State, and now he's just fallen for some reason.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Do you think it's customary that they have to boo every time?
The 2021 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State University.
Good for them, man.
Good for Detroit.
Yeah. Like the Pistons were.
You're not having any surprise. You see Cade sharing that moment.
Pistons were probably my first team that I loved beyond the Grizzlies when they had like Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace. It was just Rip Hamilton. I used to love Rip, which is also why I love Jaylen Brown, because Rip and his game are somewhat kind of like the same. Whatever they're like just awesome, like in the like mid range attacking and stuff. Ben Wallace and his hair. Oh my God, he was just so awesome, dude. So awesome for the Pistons and Cade. They really needed some luck, and that city and franchise really needs a star, man. Do you think that Isaiah Stewart is their future at center, or do you think that they are going to have to find another big man?
That's a good question, man. I thought he was a great pick, but I'm not sold on his potential as their starting center of the future. I think he can be good for now. We'll see how he develops. I think he's got a good set of NBA skills, but I don't know. I think I wouldn't stop looking for a quality center for this team. Honestly, do
you think that Cade and
rebuild's just getting started for them? So.
True, yeah. Can Hayes and Cade play together, or is I mean, like
100%,
100%. Okay.
I think if anything, Cade's going to bring out the best in Hayes. Yeah, I think Cade just is that all kind of. He's a floor general, man.
One thing, Frank, it's on ESPN, bud, and I think ABC as well. Right, Frank? I think so.
Yeah, it's streaming on ESPN. You have to have an account.
We are playing the picks, but not the whole draft. So that way YouTube does not drop us. But we will have every time that the pick is ready, we will throw it on screen with sound and everything. And then we're just talking about picks. So I mean, I also love that Bay was really good last year. He was one of my higher targets that I would like for the Grizzlies to have traded up for. And I love that towards the end of the year, he just started like torching people. It was awesome. So Killian Hayes, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Isaiah Stewart. If they had kept Christian Wood, man, like that five would be one of the most talented young cores probably. But that they let him walk. And now that they need to find another multifaceted big. Do you think that Houston goes with Green here?
They should, man. I think they need to go with Green. I was thinking Mobley might be the move here for them, but they've got Wood. I think if they want to swing for the fences on Green's potential here, they might end up with a all-star, superstar level type player. So,
man, I just don't think that Mobley can play with Wood.
Yeah, I agree, DC. I think. Yeah.
I don't know. So, but Kevin Porter, if you're getting this version of him where he's what he was in college and he's just killing people, then him and Jalen Green could be like a really great, duo out there. Kevin Porter's been so like immature that, you never know what you're going to get, from him and stuff. So I'm hoping that maybe like changing scenery from Cleveland to Houston, he's really like, grown up a little bit and everything. And he's ready to like, to like be awesome, but I don't know, man. Do you think that they're able to move off of that awful John Wall contract?
No, I don't. I don't know who would be willing to take that on at this point. I really don't. Beef Stew is a great nickname, DC. That is one of he's definitely on the all NBA nickname team. No, do you see anybody wanting to move off John Wall? I really don't. Or wanting to take on John Wall.
I cannot believe that they even traded for him. Like, oh, and then like everybody early on was sitting there saying like, oh my God, like John Wall's back. It's like, dude, he's coming off of so many injuries. Like, there's no way that he's ever going to be that guy again. And now you have a dude that's making like $40 million a year, and he should be like a backup.
Yeah, I hate it for him. I would love to see him turn around his career, but it just seems like the injuries have caught up to him.
Cade Cunningham.
All right, the pick is in for Houston.
Pick is in.
It's going real, recognized real. Number one. Now the Houston Rockets are
watch Jalen Suggs go to and just call
nuts,
a rift in the time-space continuum.
Yeah, it's like everything just crashes immediately.
Grizzlies just wind up in third somehow.
In 2002, so you saw the candidates there. You have Jalen Green, Evan Mobley.
Who else is here tonight? It's just
Jalen
like
Green.
them four.
This is a no-brainer. You have to draft this young kid.
Here at the for panelists.
Yeah.
He have Rachel Nichols and I think someone else
here.
Chip.
Like Mike said, when you play,
what's up, guys?
What's up, man?
League, like LaMelo Ball did, it gets
You guys all right?
the NBA game.
Doing pretty good, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm loving Jalen Green's hair.
The suit is immaculate.
Dude, it's really nice,
He's
yeah.
in the Hall of Fame just off the suit.
You guys have talked about this.
Do you think it's Jalen Green, Chip?
Of these three, any of these?
I think Jalen Green. Yeah, it seems like you had that on the mock, and it's become pretty clear pretty recently that that's where they're going.
Do you think that? Well, hold on. Yeah, we'll let them talk real quick.
With the second pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Houston Rockets select Jalen Green from Merced, California, and the NBA
Future All-Star, baby.
Ignite.
Andrew is vindicated.
Super excited.
Jalen Green is quite a victory for the G League, which has continued to hold
on, man. Like, his suit's nice.
California farmland, a cracked driveway where he learned to play the game. He's the second #1 recruit in the ESPN 100 to skip college.
How do you like the fit, Chip, with Kevin Porter and Green?
Yeah, it's interesting. They're both pretty high usage guys that need the ball in their hands to be good. I think Kevin Porter showed that he can really play in this league as long as he's kind of got his head in the right spot, and it looks like he's getting there with when he got to Houston. So it's interesting. I don't know that I'm super bullish on it long term, fitting with those two guys. But that doesn't really matter, right? Like, you just take Jalen Green if that's the guy you want, and you kind of figure the rest out as it goes.
Gotcha. Well, since Chip is here, we can do. Let's see here on Chip's big board. You have Evan Mobley as your 2, so you think that he needs to go here then to the Cleveland Cavaliers, right?
Yeah, that would be surprising, right? Like, if he didn't. I think Mobley is the one guy that I would listen to an argument for that he is a better prospect than Cade Cunningham. I ultimately lean Cade Cunningham, but I think Mobley is everything you're looking for in a big prospect in the modern NBA.
Do you think that him and Jared Allen can play together, or do you think that this is them and they're going to move off of Jared Allen?
I think they'd be fine losing Jared Allen. Like, it's the same thing as kind of the Kevin Porter thing. Like, I just fit doesn't factor in a ton, especially with these high picks, because most likely the reason you have a high pick is your team is not very good. So you just need any sort of talent that you can get. You take the best guy available, and that's Evan Mobley for me.
Gotcha. Do you have any comments on any of the trades that happened earlier today?
So is the Westbrook one done?
It's not official. It can't be official. It's like the Grizzlies thing where it would have to be like August 6th because of like Kuzma's deal or something or whatever, the like poison pill and that. But
it's type thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just I don't like the deal. I don't think that Westbrook fits there at all.
I agree totally. I totally agree. I actually think it's kind of good news for Grizzlies fans because the Grizzlies own the Lakers pick, and so like the Lakers are not going to miss the playoffs, but that pick could be like low 20s or even high teens now, as opposed to like 25 and beyond, right? Like it could actually be. I just don't know, man. That's an odd fit. That's a guy who needs the ball in his hand. It's no disrespect to Russell Westbrook. It's just all about fit. Like it's not always about, it's almost like I'm speaking out of two sides of my mouth there, right? Like draft, I'm not looking for fit. Trades, free agency, it's all about fit, right? It's all about team building. So, I don't know. It's an odd fit. I think Westbrook's awesome, but it's an odd fit.
Man, I agree. And this is not like me saying, I mean, like fucking Russ is awesome. Like, and he's a walking triple double, man. Like, he's great. It's just, he's such a high usage player. And so is James. And so them getting Buddy Hield to me made so much sense because like, having Hield out there being like that, like a KCP person, like in the corner is all of a sudden crazy dangerous, and now with Russ, you just got two people that are like attacking, like, the like lanes and stuff or whatever. So I don't know, man. I mean, like they're all like awesome players. So I'm sure that they'll like you figure it out, but
coming down the wire, we got a Shams bomb.
Okay.
That trade is now agreed upon. So the trade to send Westbrook to the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
LeBron James, Anthony Davis.
Westbrook is going to LA.
In his Southern California home. And
he beat Wojnarowski by 1 minute. Sham's going to take that W there.
Resign him to an extension either this summer or next summer and have some cap flexibility now to go out and start building a playoff core around him.
All right, Woj, thanks.
Yeah, that's not a bad point there, DC. Westbrook could definitely take over a lot of those like elite guard duties while James is on the bench.
And Anthony Davis. Right now, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the pick is in, 3rd overall.
Dude, I was shocked to hear that the Grizzlies were trying to actually trade up for the 3rd pick.
Let me go for the big man, Evan Mobley here out of USC.
With the 3rd pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Evan Mobley.
Yeah, that makes the most sense, man. Like, he's the highest prospect. All right, Chip, what are your first thoughts on his fit there in Cleveland?
Yeah, so you look at, obviously, at the moment at least, they have Colin Sexton, Darius Garland, Isaac Okoro. Those are all, pretty high lottery picks, and you can start to kind of see a team forming with those guys. I think it makes a lot of sense. Like, the one guy that I have not heard as much with Mobley in terms of a comparison will be like a Pau Gasol-ish type player.
Oh, okay.
Just with the way that he moves, kind of the way he's built.
Can you pass that well?
I think that at least like offensively, he's got a little bit of a ways to go.
Okay.
But you remember, like, young Powell, he could really defend too. Like, he could really move his feet. He could switch out. He could block shots.
He was super aggressive in his first 2 years, and then he just stopped. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there, man. It was crazy.
No, absolutely. There's that. People say Chris Bosh. I don't think he's quite the shooter that Bosh is, but he moves so well. He's a highlight reel shot blocker, going to be a real rim protector. Obviously going to have to get stronger, but he moves like a guy that's 6'3" and he's 7 feet tall. It's pretty incredible. He's got a high level feel for the game, an aggressive player. Like, it's just like he's one of my favorite prospects of probably the last 4 or 5 years. I'm a huge fan.
Do you think that they move off of Sexton now that they've got Rubio, or that the plan is to maybe play Rubio off the bench there or something? Like, I'm still trying to figure out how that trade works.
Yeah, I think they'll move Sexton. I do. I think that I don't know that it works with him and Garland. They're both kind of guys who need the ball in their hands.
Yeah.
I think they probably rate Garland a little bit higher, which I would agree with. And they can get something for Sexton. They're also going to have to pay him here within the next year or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it makes sense to try to move off Colin Sexton.
I feel like they really need like a wing. I feel like that they have a lot of guards, Kevin Love and now Mobley. It's just like,
yeah,
I don't know. Is like Osman there still? Who's playing for them?
Okoro is obviously a guy that got behind last year.
Yeah.
So that's your core, right? Okoro, Garland, Mobley, and whatever.
How was Okoro last year? Like the Cavs aren't on MTV, so they're hard to watch.
Yeah. He was okay. He looked like a rookie a lot, I think. He was okay. It didn't blow anybody away necessarily, but I think he looked pretty good at times. He was always a project, especially offensively, but really, you knew he could come in and play defense from day one.
What do you think about the Nets trade? They traded Landry Shamet and I think a 2nd-round pick to the Suns for the Suns first at 29 and Javon Carter.
Yeah, I love Javon Carter, so that's pretty cool. I liked him back in Memphis. I was a big fan even before the draft. I have a soft spot for tough-nosed backup point guards.
Yeah, you're from Memphis, dude. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
That's just how we are, man. Yeah,
Shamit's probably a pretty good fit with the Suns. That's not a bad pickup for them. It's a pretty shrewd move by James Jones, who's done an awesome job building that team.
Do you think that the Nets had their eye on somebody at 29, or that they're posturing for like a little bit bigger deal to like move up a little bit?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Because they have 2 firsts now, right? If I'm looking at
they have, I think like 27 and now 29.
Okay, so I mean, they could make a small move up. I don't think you could make a leap into the teens necessarily, but
maybe jump up and get like.
But they need depth, right? Like they have 3 max guys. They need all the rookie contracts they can get. So it's probably not a bad idea.
And like at that point, they could get like Isaiah Todd or something, and like and hope that like he turns into something, and then maybe get like Josh Christopher, and then all of a sudden that they've got like younger guys who are like project guys as well.
Yep.
Or get like Ayo or something, I mean, this draft is so deep that those late first rounders have great contracts, awesome rookie vet style dudes or whatever that like these teams who are broke can really kind of reload a little bit there.
Absolutely.
All right, the pick is in. Let me turn the sound back on here for everybody.
Suggs was all-state player in both football and basketball in the state of Minnesota. He credits football for the vision when he played safety and the ability to fit those passes in, like we saw some three-quarter court bounce passes for Gonzaga through his time as a quarterback. But the Raptors,
he makes too much sense to not go here. I mean, like he seems to just fit perfect for them.
With the 4th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Scottie Barnes.
Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa.
This draft just got live, baby.
Wow. This is what draft.
Wow. Not only was I vindicated for having Scottie at 5, but he goes higher than that.
Jalen Suggs showing
appreciation.
Hey, this is what you're talking about,
dude. If I'm the Grizzlies, I am calling Orlando right now, trying to get Jalen Suggs.
Those moves that Scottie Barnes is putting up, he is the quintessential teammate. People in Tallahassee just rave about his character. 3-time USA basketball gold medal.
I mean, like, I love Scottie Barnes, dude. He's super versatile, playmaker, awesome on defense. I mean, just like so many skill sets. His shot is just a little wonky right now, but
blue guy.
Wow.
How do you feel about that fit, dude? Scottie Barnes next to Pascal Siakam. Talk about wing, man.
This may signal that Siakam, they feel good about dealing him, right? Like they're just gonna go in full rebuild mode. Okay, so if you guys remember when we did our second mock, I said that I thought that Jalen Green, his best landing spot was Toronto because of their development system.
You think that they'll trade Pascal and Scottie for Green or something?
No. What my point with that was saying that, like, okay, so you look at Scottie Barnes, what he's awesome at. He's a great passer, great defender, tremendous in the open court. But the shooting and the overall just kind of offensive touch, scoring the basketball has got to take a leap, right, for him to truly be an elite player. And he couldn't have gone to a better spot. Like, this is perfect for Scottie Barnes. I'm super happy for him. And by all accounts, he's like a great human being and a really fun basketball player. And this is great. Like this, I'm happy for him, and I think Raptors fans are gonna love him.
Dude, I love the draft so much because, like, because in your head you just assume it's gonna go bam, 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 and then just teams just go after the guy that they want sometimes, and it throw a wrench. And now Kuminga could fall a little bit. And what's crazy is that we had him going, I think, like 8th or 9th in our mock, and folks were like, there's no way, there's no way. And now he could literally like actually fall to like it's like 8 or 7. I mean, sometimes we kind of know, some things, it's like
it only takes one more reach like that, and that is a very real possibility.
Very, very exciting.
Not that was a super far reach. I'm just saying.
No, I mean, yeah.
It was really, he was projected 5 or 6. So
yeah, he was 5 on my board. I really like Scottie. If the shooting comes around, like having him 5 on board might be too low. Like he may really be.
It's just because his size and his length are just so freakish, and he's already really smart. And what, he's like 19 years old. Or 20
he's young. He's young.
He's super young. He's already like ahead of the game in terms of knowing sets and stuff or whatever, So and just I don't know. I feel like he's a great prospect, and he could be Toronto's, next like a Chris Bosh or something, in terms of that they got it for and stuff and everything. But just super cool.
There are a lot of Sorry, go ahead, Frank.
I was just Waj is talking on Twitter now. They're saying there's reports coming down that Orlando has definitely got its sights set on Jalen Suggs at number 5 now.
Damn it! Sad face. I mean,
that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
There are pretty reputable, smart draft people who have Jalen Suggs second behind Cade Cunningham. Like him, so that just I think shows you like the high level depth of this draft in the top 5. That a guy like Suggs could slip all the way to 5. Like he definitely would have been in conversation for the number 1 pick last draft. And
last year,
he's at 5, and Orlando's got to be feeling awesome. I mean, they had a good pick between Scottie and Suggs, anyways, but now they get Suggs that I think a lot of people would have thought is higher, anyways.
It's just weird because does Suggs play the 2, I guess, and then Fultz plays the 1 for them, or is Fultz even going to come back this year, or? I mean, like his injury.
Yeah, he's hurt. I don't know. Markelle, man, that's a tough one, right? Like that guy, he's
he's drafted, and then his shot got fucked up, and then just being in Philly in general, which is how much pressure that those fans throw on you. Yeah. I mean, it was nuts to watch them booing their team in like playoff games. I'm like, what are these fans fucking doing? This is nuts, man. Like, it's so crazy. Awesome, like, fan base, super passionate, but very hard to please. And that kind of broke Fultz, and then he went to like Orlando, and it was like a reset button, and he finally started to like be that guy that people thought he could be. And then he tore his like Achilles or something, right? What did he hurt?
ACL.
Yeah, he tore his ACL. And that was before Isaac also tore his, and it's just like, good Lord, man, like just like bad water down there or something.
No doubt. And Scottie Barnes, he kind of fit the Orlando thing, right? Like they love drafting these big, long wings. So it kind of made some sense. But like I guarantee you, they're pretty happy with Jalen Suggs falling into their lap.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's a great point, DC. They have a lot of those combo guards as well, which the like Grizz currently do. With Melton and Grayson and all these guys. It's just like, at some point you have to consolidate these players and send them out. Like you can't just keep getting guys that are like 6'3" for you.
Yeah, Orlando just needs a guy to build around. Like I still think they're kind of searching for that. Isaac was good. Isaac, I think, has shown a lot of promise, actually.
Yeah,
Markelle, I think
he got hurt, man, because he was a super great pick for them.
No doubt. And, Markelle, they thought, he possibly could be the guy. Aaron Gordon for a while. They obviously traded him away. Cole Anthony, who they're showing right now, had a pretty good rookie season. But they need a guy, and I think Suggs can probably be their guy.
Yeah, so it's crazy. So they got Cole Anthony and Fultz now, and then Jalen Suggs. And it's just like, okay. And Terrence Ross, and I don't know. And is Isaac their future at 4, you think?
With the 5th pick in the 2021 NBA Draft, the Orlando Magic select Jalen Suggs from Gonzaga University.
Suggs
like his suit also. It's nice.
One spot longer than anticipated to have his name called, but still the emotion of that moment.
He wasn't going 6th.
Dynamic.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's not going 6th, baby.
This year, and elite athlete. We talked a little bit when we anticipated him going 4th overall.
I tell you, all we need now is for Giddey to go 6, and then Chip's also vindicated.
Yeah.
Everybody gave you so much shit over that, man. It was just like, I mean, now it's like, who knows? He's definitely going in the top 10.
When people thought we were crazy, I think I took Book Night 7 for the Warriors, and he could be the next pick for OKC here at 6. So,
So I asked Frank this question earlier. What do you think the Grizzlies have to do to have a successful night tonight?
That's a great question. I give them about as much leeway as any team in the draft, just because of who they've been able. Like the proof is kind of in the pudding there with who they've drafted the last few drafts. I think getting a big wing, if they got to come out of this draft with a big wing, that is like the big one glaring thing that they need to build with John Jaren is a not 6'2", 6'3" wing, some guy that's 6'6" and up. And so at 10, if you end up with a Giddey, Franz Wagner, Moses Moody, like any of those guys, even like Zaire Williams would be probably a little bit of a reach, but he fits
feels
that
like
mold.
a reach, yeah.
Yeah. Even Jalen Johnson, like same thing. He fits the mold, but probably a reach. So one of those guys, I think I'd feel really good. And then, be opportunistic in the 20s and in the 30s. Like if there's a guy they see falling, go get him. Like Klyman's shown that he's done that in the past and is willing to do it. So like, go get it. If that's your guy, let's make it happen.
Yeah. DC, what do you mean? What happened? Are we on stream still?
It says our stream was suspended for policy violations.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Crap. Okay. I knew that was going to happen. I was playing too much of the video. Should I like relaunch?
Yeah.
All right. Let me end this, and then I will relaunch.